Teyana Taylor, Iman Shumpert, and now Aaron Pierre. What was once one of Hollywood's most admired love stories has unraveled into a tangled web of heartbreak, jealousy, and looming legal drama. Teyana and Iman were once the blueprint, the epitome of black love. A true power couple, raising beautiful children and always moving in sync, both on and off the red carpet. But behind the flawless photos and matching energy, the cracks had already started to show. Enter Aaron Pierre, the rising actor who's gone from Hollywood's next big thing to the center of a love triangle that's shaking the internet. Not only is he rumored to be Teyana's new flame, but some say he's the reason Iman is spiraling. Did Iman really try to confront Aaron? Why did Teyana stand by Iman for so long, only to turn around and expose him? And how did a couple once known for loyalty and love end up in a courtroom battle filled with leaked documents, cheating allegations, restraining orders, and emotional wreckage no one saw coming? We're breaking it all down, from the quiet divorce that flew under the radar to the storm of secrets that followed. Because this isn't just another round of celebrity gossip, this is a full-blown saga, so stick with us to the very end. And if you want the real tea on this story and everything happening in the world of your favorite stars, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert were once the definition of relationship goals. Red carpet appearances, coordinated looks, steamy music videos. Their love story had fans hooked, but everything shifted when Aaron Pierre stepped into the frame, and that picture-perfect relationship began to crumble. In September 2023, Teyana shocked fans with an Instagram post announcing that she and Iman had been separated for some time. She insisted there was no drama, no infidelity, just two friends choosing to go their separate ways. She even referred to Iman as her best friend. But as time would reveal, that carefully crafted post barely scratched the surface. Behind the scenes, Teyana had already filed for divorce months earlier. And when court documents eventually leaked, the story changed. What had been painted as a peaceful parting turned out to be anything but. The same man she once defended publicly was now being accused of emotional manipulation, controlling behavior, and jealousy that made it impossible for her to continue. That soft, polished Instagram story? It was just a mask. One meant to protect, a reality that was far messier and much more painful. She likely shared that version of events to soften the blow. For him, for their children, and maybe even for herself. But once the truth started to come out, there was no stopping it. Beneath that calm, composed exterior, something much heavier was unfolding. Iman Shumpert wasn't handling the breakup well. When Teyana quietly began seeing actor Aaron Pierre, things took a turn. The same Iman who once publicly praised her suddenly changed his tone. Rumors began to circulate that he was jealous, resentful, and even trying to interfere with her new relationship. Allegedly, he started telling people that Teyana was an inattentive mother, too focused on Aaron and not enough on their kids. Fans were stunned. This was the same woman who had stood by him through it all, even when cheating rumors were at their peak, but it didn't end there. Sources close to the situation say Iman became increasingly petty and erratic, accusing Teyana of chasing fame and romance instead of focusing on their family, despite the fact that she had been the one, holding everything together for years. His actions raised serious concerns. Was this just a man heartbroken, or was Iman starting to unravel as he watched Teyana thrive without him? Either way, the jealousy wasn't just simmering quietly, it was spilling out in real-time behavior. That's when things really took a turn. The breaking point came when Iman allegedly tried to confront Aaron Pierre face-to-face. It reportedly happened after Teyana and Aaron made their first public appearance as a couple, arm in arm at a high-profile Oscars after-party. The black and white photos of them oozed elegance and undeniable chemistry. And apparently, Iman couldn't take it. According to reports, he showed up at an event where Aaron was present and tried to confront him physically. Some even claim he attempted to jump him. Luckily, people nearby stepped in before things got out of control. Aaron didn't retaliate, he walked away. But he didn't ignore it either. Not long after, he reportedly filed a restraining order against Iman, making it clear he wasn't here to entertain drama. That move spoke volumes, not just to Iman, but to everyone watching. This wasn't just messy gossip anymore. It was official, it was legal, and it confirmed what many had already started to believe. The love triangle had turned into a full-blown conflict. What makes it even more complicated is Teyana's long-standing loyalty to Iman, even when he didn't always deserve it. For years, while fans speculated about infidelity and shady behavior, she stood by him. Every time a rumor hit the blogs, she shut it down. Even when a side chick came with receipts, even when social media detectives were convinced he was stepping out, Teyana stood firm. That's my man. That's my family. At one point, Teyana even deactivated her social media accounts just to escape the noise. And whenever she did speak up, it was usually to defend Iman, shutting down rumors, calling out blogs, and insisting their marriage was strong. But in hindsight, it's obvious. She wasn't just defending her husband, she was carrying the entire relationship on her shoulders. She was doing everything she could to keep things intact, even as the cracks behind the scenes continued to grow. And that kind of loyalty, it came with a price, because when the truth finally began to surface, fans started to see just how much she had been hiding and how long she'd been quietly suffering. Then came the flood, leaked messages, receipts, and women claiming to have been involved with Iman. Everything Teyana had spent years protecting suddenly hit the internet, and this time, it wasn't just hearsay. One alleged side chick even dropped a video where Iman's voice could clearly be heard in the background. Then came the photo that shook everything. The woman wearing Iman's chain, the same one he'd been spotted in for months. That image hit hard, but what made it even more emotional was the truth behind Teyana's efforts. She didn't just walk away from the marriage, she fought to save it, time and time again. According to reports, Teyana Taylor had been quietly filing for divorce from Iman Shumpert multiple times, going as far back as 2021. But every time she filed, she pulled back. Every time she gave him another chance. She held on to hope, not just for herself, but for their daughters, their home, and the image of a united family. Teyana wasn't just fighting for love, she was fighting for stability, for peace, and for the kind of life she believed her family deserved. Even when she was emotionally drained, she kept showing up, choosing patience over pride. She admitted to putting her own healing on pause, choosing instead to shield Iman and the public image of their marriage. But behind the curtains, things were unraveling, fast. It was a painful cycle: manipulation, broken promises, emotional, gaslighting, and constant instability. And through it all, she stayed silent, believing that maybe love, loyalty, or effort could change the outcome. But by January of last year, something shifted. Teyana finally hit her emotional ceiling. After years of giving her all and still being left empty, she made the hardest decision of all: to leave, for real this time. Not for attention, not for drama, but for peace. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get heavier, the situation spilled into their co-parenting. Sources claim Iman started lashing out, accusing Teyana of being too distracted by her new relationship with actor Aaron Pierre to properly care for their children. He allegedly painted her as inattentive, even unstable. But those close to Teyana insist the opposite, that she's always put her daughters first, even at the cost of her own happiness. What was once private heartbreak had now become public tension, and it was only getting messier. But this time, Teyana wasn't holding her tongue. She fired back with serious claims of her own, and one of the most shocking, she alleged that Iman once put their young daughters in a rideshare alone, in a city they didn't even know. No adult supervision. Meanwhile, he rode separately in a private car to the exact same destination. That's not just irresponsible. That's dangerous. And the irony? The very man pointing fingers and questioning her parenting was allegedly putting their children at risk. Teyana had spent years protecting his image, taking the hits in silence to preserve their family's name. But now, she was done playing. Quiet. She made it crystal clear. She had been the one holding everything together behind the scenes. And now that the truth was finally out, she wasn't about to let anyone question her role as a mother. If you're hooked on this story and all the wild twists in the world of celebrity breakups, glow-ups, and headline-making drama, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Because over here, the tea is always hot. Catch you in the next one!